One of our favorite sponsors is back with us, Sunset Lake CBD.
Yeah.
If you're looking for CBD that actually does what CBD is supposed to do, look no further than our friends over at Sunset Lake.
Let me break it down.
Break it down, Mel.
They're sustainably farmed, meaning they avoid pesticides and use sustainable farming practices to preserve the land for future generations. 1. 2, farm to table. They ship the CBD products straight from their door in Vermont directly to your door wherever you're at.
Oh, that's cool.
And third-party tested. They test everything with a third party to ensure quality, dosage, and safety.
You got to go over and check out sunsetlakecbd.com. They have so many products. Break it down for them, Apple.
Well, they've got some new stuff going on. Like they always had pre-rolls, but now they got really cool packaging for it. And you can get CBD pre-roll flights of all their flavors. You can get the heavy hitter flight that also throws in some of their Keef blunts. They have a new CBD recovery body lotion.
I'm excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
And what was the other?
The other one with arnica.
The extra strength muscle rub, 3,000 milligram with 5% lidocaine.
So look,
Oh, yeah,
if you're
lidocaine.
sore, this is the stuff you want to rub on your body to make those aches and pains go away. They even have CBD infused coffee, so you can have coffee without the little jitter that you get from caffeine, and you have it in the morning and you start your day off right. Your body feels lubricated. You're going to sleep good.
Yeah, and also they have, if you kind of forget to reorder, they've got subscriptions.
And they're giving the No Simple Road family 20% off.
20% off.
Put
with
in the promo code NSR20 when you're checking out at sunsetlakecbd.com. You're going to get 20% off your entire order.
NSR20.
And don't forget those cute little gummy bears.
That's right. sunsetlakecbd.com. One of our favorite sponsors is back. Hey, you guys want to go see Phil and Friends for 2 nights?
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
You want to go see O'Teal and Friends for 2 nights?
Yeah, but I really want to see Dark Star Orchestra too.
You want a heady shakedown street?
That'd be really dope.
Okay, I got one place we can go for all this.
Where?
Skull and Roses, man. Down in Ventura, California, April 19th through the 23rd at the hallowed grounds of the Ventura County Fairgrounds. Skull and Roses is back this year with one hell of a lineup, including all those bands I just mentioned: Dogs in a Pile, Circles Around the Sun,
Moon Alice,
Latin Dead,
Boombox.
I mean, that's not it. That's a truncated list. If you want to find out all the bands that are playing,
it'd take about 3 minutes to read.
Yeah,
all
don't
the
do
bands.
that.
But can I just say one thing, though? I do want to
Sure.
mention this.
Please.
Phil and Friends this year is coming with his friends from Tab, featuring Natalie Cressman, James Casey, and Jennifer Hartswick.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes, they are.
Okay. So
What?
check this out. Go to skullandroses.com. They are offering all kinds of different ticket prices, VIP packages, and all that. And it's 5 days down in California in the sunshine, hanging out with your Grateful Dead family.
Guess what too?
It's
What?
on what, Apple?
It's gonna be on 420.
Oh.
On the Thursday day is 420.
And you know where else it's on?
Where?
The beach.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I like the beach.
So down that highway where ocean breezes blow, come hang out with the No Simple Road crew and your Grateful Dead family at Skull and Roses Festival, April 19th through the 23rd. Tickets now at skullandroses.com. We're heading into Super Bowl Sunday. Oh, I said
Uh-oh.
it.
You can't say
We're
that.
heading into the big game
big
day
game.
of
The big
Sunday.
game.
And if you're having friends over to the house, nothing goes down better at that super game party than chicken wings from Fire on the Mountain.
That's right.
Order them. They actually travel well with delivery, so you could get them delivered and have them hot and ready to go at your house for the big game party. Or you could just go over to one of the 3 locations here in Portland, or 2
For
of the
pickup,
locations
right?
in Denver. What,
That's
Apple?
right.
You held up the finger.
Oh, I just don't know if they're delivering. They're doing orders for pickup, for sure.
Well, you can get wings delivered through DoorDash and stuff like that too.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, come on, man.
She'll be right.
Well, at the Burnside location, their new sauce is the El Guapo sauce and the Mojito Lime Dry Rub.
And at the Interstate location, they have the El Nino sauce and Peter Piper's Pink Peppercorn Dry Rub.
I like that much. And at the Fremont location, they got the La pimenta granada sauce, and the Nashville hot dry rub.
That Nashville hot dry rub is nothing but delicious, man. It made my cheeks and my earlobes sweat.
It made my eyeballs fog up.
And then, of course, they've got their new food specials at all the locations.
Yeah, so go check it out. You can go to portlandwings.com and see what's going on over there. You can order sauces if you're not in Portland or Denver. You can get Fire on the Mountain merch in those places as well. And hey, man, whatever team you're rooting for, it always goes better if your team wins or loses if you have something good in your belly. So go check out Fire on the Mountain. I'm feeling a Grateful Dead-ish type motif here in the commercial section of the show because our next sponsor is the one and only
Shop Tour Bus.
That's right. Shop Tour Bus has the online lot's most amazing, groovy, and coolest t-shirts, hoodies, and stickers ever that you've ever laid your dilated pupils on.
And they've got a really super adorable, dope new design.
But is it cute?
It's adorable. It's so cute. And it's bound to cover just a little more ground. And it is a 1971 Beetle.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
All right. So if you want to see the cuteness that Mel's talking about, go to shoptourbus.com or at shoptourbus on Instagram. They are going to send this to you in an all-over print box with a bunch of extras on the inside. And some of you are going to get a Miracle Grateful Dead bootleg cassette tape.
Yes.
Do you want to know? Yeah. Go ahead,
Guess what you might get with that bootleg, too?
What?
They stepped it up a notch and they got their own pencils. For
That's
those of you that don't remember the days of cassettes when they would get messed up, you'd have to take a pencil and wind it tight so it would play right and not get stuck in your tape deck.
So we have special Shop Tour Bus pencils that are coming out
and
with
these.
And
it says, let my inspiration flow.
Okay.
That's dope on a pencil. Let it flow from the pencil.
I like it. So go to shoptourbus.com and hey, check this out. They are giving the No Simple Road family free shipping. When you use the promo code
No Simple Road.
All one word. When you check out, they are going to give you free shipping. It's going to come to you in that hand design, or I'm sorry, not in the hand design, in the all over print box. You can, if you want, request a hand-designed one-of-a-kind box. It'll come to you with a Grateful Dead lyric on the inside if you don't want one of those all-over print boxes. But anyway, you get the idea. You see what I'm talking about. Go to shoptourbus.com. Use the promo code No Simple Road.
Do it.
Hey everyone, Chris Pandolfi from the infamous String Dusters here to let you know that my podcast, Inside the Musician's Brain, is back on the airwaves for Season 4, which means it's time once again to get deep with influential musicians from all across the musical landscape to really understand and translate the lessons of success, failure, inspiration, and hard work that are behind the music and the artists that we love. My guests this season include Rachel Price from Lake Street Dives, Sam Bush, Chris Wood, Chris Funk from The Decemberists, Lindsay Liu, MC Taylor from His Golden Messenger, and more. Check us out, and thanks for listening.
We're so excited to tell you a bit about today's sponsor, Music Masters Collective. They are a nonprofit organization that produces unique music events, providing opportunities for fans and artists to meet and collaborate in an inspired and creative atmosphere.
Music Masters Collective events give you the opportunity to learn from world-class musicians like Otil Burbridge, Steve Earle, Richard Thompson, former members of the band, the Milk Carton Kids, Nikki Glaspie, the Fab Four, and Sean Colvin, and so many more.
At an event like the Milk Carton Kids Sad Song Summer Camp happening this July, you can expect immersive classes, evenings of entertainment, excellent food, and a space for a lucky group of folks to learn, co-write, workshop, and perform with like-minded peers, all with the guidance of Kenneth Pattengale, Joey Ryan, and some of their favorite songwriters. This all-inclusive week in the Catskill Mountains of upstate New York is guaranteed to be magical. Scholarships are available and spots are extremely limited, so visit www.sadsongsummercamp.com/simple to learn more. That's www.sadsongsummercamp.com/simple. Check it out.
Simple Road.
It doesn't seem to me that a refrigerator should be able to shut down the computer.
It's because it causes the power surge. The lights go dim, and that's a hell
of a fridge.
It's
man.
a wiring in a 50-year-old house.
Fridges take up the most electricity in the house.
More than the AC.
Well, an appliance.
Oh, okay. Hey, no Simple Road family. This is Aaron,
and this is Mel,
and this is Apple,
and we're back for another installment of the No Simple Road Weekly Rewind, Volume 17. Brought to you in partnership and collaboration with the Edible Beats out of Denver, Colorado. Our friends creating connection through delicious food, experiences, music, entertainment, taking care of the people that work for them. What else?
I mean,
being dope human beings.
Yeah, creating a community around good food.
That's sustainable. Giving everybody hope. I mean, like, everybody should do with their employees, like, include them.
Growing their own food on premise.
Everything.
Yeah, that's a definite thing. I guess we include each other. We're the three employees here, and we include each other in most decisions.
That's true.
Yeah, and Darwin.
Remember, there's four of us.
Darwin's
I
an
apologize.
employee.
Hey, man. What about me?
Oh, wait, we have another employee now, too. That's right.
Who?
With Corey.
That's right.
He's more of an intern because he's not getting paid.
But Corey is a definite part of the team now. I'm not like, hey, Corey, if you learn how to do this, then you can.
It's more like, hey, Corey, if you do this, then maybe kind of once and maybe
someday if we start getting paid, you'll get paid with us, and it'll be great.
We won't forget you, Corey.
No, man. You know what? Doing this weekly rewind and collaborating with the Edible Beats on it is a big deal for us, man. They what
do
really
they mean to you, babe? What does Edible Beats mean to you? Why is it important or like a big deal for you?
Well, first and foremost, because of who Justin is. You know, the guy that owns the place is a personal inspiration to me in how he sees his business, right? Like, there's a lot of companies out there. There's a lot of ways that you can do business nowadays. And somebody that's like deciding to take back everything and share it with their employees and make working for them something wonderful instead of daily drudgery. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we've talked about this before about working in kitchens is tough. It's hard work.
Yeah. Literally hard
and
work.
So somebody that's cares enough to even think about changing it. You know what I mean? That's a big deal. And also what they do as far as like creating an experience. When we go to a show, the reason that we like the bands that we like is because when we go to those shows, we're having an experience, right? And to have that translate into going to a meal and having an experience at a meal, I'm all about it. So to be partnered with that and collaborate with them on what we do is a huge thing for me. And that's why. What about you?
Well, you touched on it too, like the innovation of how they're doing things. What really, talking to Justin when we had him on, I mean, it does happen quite a lot these days, but when we get off the phone with him, there was so many light bulbs, and like I just felt like all my like vascular system, all like everything was open. I was just very open. I couldn't believe, like you said, he taking back an entire industry and reimagining it, and not just in his head, but in real life. You know, sometimes people have like, 5-year plan, 10-year plan, but like to actually be working your plan and making change. And one thing about him, another thing about him is like, he would have never known or cared about the kitchen staff too much if he didn't grow up seeing that.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't care so much about creating an incredible experience as far as like you were just relating it to like concerts. If he wasn't in that industry too, or if he didn't like frequent concerts and like have that,
Yeah, he's a deadhead.
and also a musician. So it was like he took all his wisdom from anywhere that he could get it and created this beautiful business, this company that didn't feel like a company or business in the negative sense.
Yeah. And you know how they say, like, when you're doing stuff, never be the smartest person in the room.
Yeah.
That having them working with us makes me feel like that. Like, now that's not the case. Like, we have somebody in the room now
Something
that's
to look
smarter
up to.
with, yeah. What about you, Apple?
The genius with the, well, like you just said a minute ago, to me, it is, having him on the show is so inspirational, the way he goes about everything. And the major thing to me too is the success that has come out of it. It is hard enough to, it's like starting like 5 or 6 bands.
That's true.
It's hard enough to make one restaurant successful and do well and run well. And like having that, doing the interview with him, how he just that became his thing. Like, you open one, it became successful. You pass it on to the employees, the people you love that helped grow that. Like, this is yours now. I'm still going to be around, but I'm going on to the next one, and then another one, and then another one.
Like DJ Khaled.
That's oh my God.
And another one.
Another one. But that is remarkable, especially also on top of that, also in the same town.
I know, man.
Like, usually that's
true.
you become successful with a restaurant like Wolfgang Puck or something. Then you open one in San Francisco and one in New York and this and that. But like, to have that landscape in such an awesome place like Denver, where the music scene is huge. And then that's the other thing too, is his connection to music, being a musician.
Well, yeah, naming it
loving,
the Edible Beats.
Yeah, and loving all the stuff and the inspiration, like the daringness to try all these things that, like he said himself, most people would think is crazy.
Well, think
like
about
lifting a motorhome up onto the roof
yeah.
of, that's like, wow, man. Like, amazing,
Wow,
just
man.
astounding.
Revolutionary,
Hey, man.
truly.
But just think about the name for a second, the Edible Beats.
I've
The
thought about
beats
it.
are the thing that makes your body move. It's the thing that like
Makes your heart
that
go.
it makes you happy. It gets your toe tapping. It's the thing that you dance to. That's the groove.
Yeah.
To make that groove edible, and now I'm eating that groove.
Yeah.
I'm all so that's why.
And
that's the answer. Man.
Also,
Yeah.
to me, too, is the attention to detail with everything
Yeah.
that's involved with what they all do. Or like we said, one reason we wanted to be part of this, in collaboration with them, is the whole community thing, the family thing,
man.
the being kind, the music. Like, it checks so many boxes
Yeah, it
along
does.
the way that is like-minded goals.
And let's be real, like, No Simple Road has a lot of love for Denver and the Denver community. Like, I feel like Denver's like a second home to us.
That's one of the the three of us have agreed, like, if we're going to move in another place, Denver's
It's
one
on the
that was
list.
on the list
Yeah.
and has been.
That's true. So yeah, that's that. It's Monday right now, and it's the day after Super Bowl Sunday. And the three of us were just upstairs. It's about 6:20, so the game is still going on right now for us.
Yeah,
And
it's the third quarter, and I'm a huge Eagles fan, and I've watched a few minutes of the game today. I've been watching the score. It's probably good for me. It's a close game. I could have a heart attack or something. No, no, I'm not. That
You're not one of those guys.
No, I love my team, but yeah. We just watched. We had a good dinner and watched the halftime show
So
with Rihanna.
I'm confused, and I need help. Okay.
Aaron said he feels really old
No,
after
it's not-
watching Well, you did.
I did.
That was funny. You said it kind of in jest, but you're like, that made me feel really old. I don't get it.
I don't understand. So
It's the
I have
biggest commercial in the world.
Okay, I get that.
Yeah.
I understand that, Apple, but it's like I have an unlimited budget to do the biggest commercial in the world, and I did that. I don't get it. It's like you have a blank canvas, an unlimited budget. Go. I'm going to get a bunch of
anyone you want to
dancers
star in the
to
world.
dance in line and Rihanna to lip sync. Go. Like, really? That's the best that corporate America can come up with as far as like entertainment is concerned. And look, I'm not saying anything against Rihanna, against the dancers. They were all amazing. She looked great, the whole thing. But give me the keys to that. Give me the keys to that to that thing for 5 minutes. I could have come up with something magnificent. You know what I mean?
All right, well, let's hear your Super Bowl halftime idea.
I would have had 70 magicians out there and had them all doing tricks at the same time while Slayer and Fish and Metallica did row, row, row your boat. Would have been more exciting than that. That was just off the top of my head. I just don't understand, like, as I age, what passes for entertainment seems to miss me more often than it hits me.
But one of the big things of that to me too is like one of those things like I don't understand why that person's so fucking crazy. Like it's like it's a good thing you don't understand that. If that got you jazzed and you're all excited, you wouldn't be here. I'd be like, what the fuck's going on there? And like some things you're not supposed to. That's not for us, really.
This is not for you.
It's not. I was kind of excited to see it, but it's kind of what I expected. I mean, props to Rihanna getting up there and doing that, being pregnant and everything.
Yeah,
it's
that's
like,
not easy.
But it was also kind of hard to watch. I mean, you gotta be careful here. I don't want to say anything, but like, okay, yeah, pregnant women are sexy and beautiful and everything like that, but her doing those songs, like grabbing herself and slapping her ass, and you want to see me naked. It was a little weird. That's just my opinion.
Okay,
I love Rihanna. I think she is a sexy woman, and you're sexy pregnant. But that was kind of weird, performance.
Yeah. I'm not even. I wasn't even going to go there. I mean, okay. I'm just talking about
we all go our
overarching theme of the what the fuck did I just see? How about you, Mel? Were you pleasantly entertained by today's halftime show?
I was kind of excited to see what was going to happen, and then after eating a few bites, I went and got more sauce on my bowl. I was not captivated at all. Look, first of all, let me just say this. You just said a whole rant the other day about people being mean to LPGOB for doing her version of what it is. So you become a critic now, but back then you were a savior. So you have to remember that. She's somebody's mom. She's somebody's mom. Like
Rihanna was fine.
But it's her performance still, nonetheless, that we're talking about. So just that specifically, let me just get those two things out, because look, we're all critics and we're all lovers of stuff. That's the truth. That's why you have like preference. I like this. I don't like that. That's cool. That sucks. When you put yourself out there as an entertainer, you are subject to criticism, period. No matter what you want to, like, no matter what, people are going to love you and hate you. Look, I think that pregnant women can be super sexy. I was pregnant and I thought I was super cute when I was pregnant.
You were amazing.
And I was definitely not running around in front of thousands of people with lights in my face, lip singing or not. I mean, it's fucking hard to perform.
Yeah, man.
Period. So kudos to Rihanna for doing that. Was it special? No. Was it interesting? Absolutely not. Was it boring? Yes. Could she have sang and at least used her real voice? That would have been cool. Like, and that has nothing to do with anything. Her outfit, she could have brought it cuter. She has some crazy shit with her hair and feathers and freaking glitter and and like, it just seemed.
I think
it didn't seem like interesting. It seemed very bland.
I think my comment or my review is less about Rihanna and her performance and more about who produced that and put it together. Do you get what I mean by that?
Like the choreographer.
She was fine. Everybody danced, was awesome. Those dancers were amazing. Like that's dope. But that's what you put together. Those are the pieces of the puzzle that
the biggest show.
Yeah, like if it was like a Las Vegas show, it would not be at the Wynn. It would be like at the Stratosphere.
Yes.
Well, Stratosphere is revamping right now.
Yeah.
Well, I got to say too, it's all, and then I know there will be debate over this tomorrow and everything. Because I think watching it was definitely a mixture of like lip syncing. It's hard to tell with pop performances now because they loop the voice. They do all that.
Yeah, that's true.
They do that in live performances because her mic was on because she spoke and stuff. But then, it's hard to tell what's lip syncing, what's loops, what's real voice and everything because it's so produced.
I think it's as a non-sports fan, right? I've never in my life have I attached to a team. I've never like followed.
That's not true.
Okay,
you liked the Cincinnati
I did.
Bengals
when I was a little
Woods
kid. When I was a little kid for one season.
We were just talking about that.
But it was never my thing. And like, sports was never my thing. It was always music. And it seems so strange to me. The whole NFL church phenomenon is really weird.
Really?
Yeah. Because
you just replace sports with music and it's the exact same concept.
But it's football.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It can be.
It's the exact same concept. It's an arena, and when people go to there, it's like you just said, church. You go to church
when
you
go to church.
Exactly.
Literal church to sports to a concert to.
It's the same shit.
It's fascinating to me.
It's community gathering, congregating to celebrate what they love.
Okay, but it has never clicked with me. And
that's why we're married, babe.
That's why that was it.
Well, that was a huge factor. You not liking sports.
Okay,
really?
You got to elaborate on that.
Was that a factor? Like, if he would have been a sports fanatic, he would have been like,
I would have
that's kind of gross.
Less interested. Absolutely.
Wow.
But you're not into sports either.
Well, I do like sports. I like to play sports, and I used to love to watch baseball. Football, never really too much, but
you were a Mets fan, right?
Yeah, I very much enjoyed
being from New York,
doing sports, but like because I think it was like, when you're a kid and you like get traumatized by shit, and my mom's like my sister's dad, he was a freaking sports fanatic, and we'd only listen to sports radio in the car all the time, and we would drive for like 2 hours and listen to a whole game, and the whole way he's screaming like, yes, no, oh, you can't, no, you know what, never mind, like just like my mom, like what he would scream like my mom at the radio, and we couldn't talk because he wanted to listen. Oh, the ball, and there it is. Oh man, like it was so boring.
That's how I feel now.
Boring.
Were your uncles and stuff into baseball at all?
I mean, minorly. Like they played baseball when they were younger, but no.
Her uncle was into like jujitsu.
Yeah, I know that.
And Pete, he never got into sports either. He just wasn't into it.
He was
like
into smoking weed.
Yeah. So like, no, my uncles did not, and it was like my sister's dad, and it was. He would like literally sit. Mom would make dinner, and she would bring a plate of food to him. And then when he was done, he would put it outside the door because he did not want to leave the room because the game was on.
I have to back up for a second.
It was just like a weird thing.
I'm thinking about what you said, and I disagree with what you said a minute ago about it being interchangeable with music.
You don't have to agree with me.
And I want to tell you why, because on Super Bowl Sunday, everything is about that. The grocery store changes. My mom called me to wish me a happy Super Bowl Sunday today. When football season and the draft starts, people are rabid online about it. On Monday Night Football, it's a event that people do. When Fish plays, there is no grocery store display. There's no season that everybody's getting ready for in the United States. It's a huge difference scale wise. And
it's on a grander scale. Sports
way grander, and that's what, like,
it's more commercialized. It's a product. It's more of a brand than,
it's a product. You're right, Apple. It's a product. It's like Pepsi. It's different. It's a game, and people like to be a part of something. They like, this is my church, this is my team, this is my city, this is my band, this is my school, my alma mater. Like, people like to associate themselves with stuff.
Yeah, there's a camaraderie, but then there's also, to me, which I think you'll agree with there, there's a point when there gets to be so much commercialism and money involved, it turns into something different. It gets sullied.
100%.
There's so many other alternative and angles and subliminal shit in the advertising, and it that is a completely different thing.
I feel exactly like that about cannabis and psychedelics right now
because of coming into mainstream.
Yeah, man.
And
we had Dean Del Rey on the show yesterday, and we were watching clips with him. And he was talking about smoking weed, and he was like, if you never took the chance.
Oh yeah. If you never threw your bag out the window because
when you were getting pulled over, or you had to,
keister to get on American Airlines.
Yeah. If you never had to do that shit, you don't have a right to speak up now when you can just walk into the dispensary. And what Chris Robinson said at Peach really stuck with me, man.
Yeah.
You remember when smoking cannabis meant that you were an outlaw and not a patient. And look, I understand. I live with somebody. My best friend is somebody that is in the industry of cannabis, and like what it's done for the patients, the people that need it. And thank God for that stuff for people that have cancer and all the people that it's helped get off prescription medicine and all. That's amazing, right? But there was an air of danger to it. You were outside the norm if you did that stuff. You were different. And it wasn't talked about in polite circles.
Yeah, it was very taboo. I remember like my dad growing up talking about that, like back at like going to school in the 50s. He graduated like 61. And like he always was it was like the greasers. They called them. It was like the greasers and the burners that had not even really long hair, just kind of the ducktail, and greased their hair, wore the leather jackets, and hung out in the back of the parking lot in high school and burned the reefer.
Yeah, man. And that was like, at least for me, that was a lot of the appeal initially, because I never, I was always somebody that went against the grain.
Yeah, we were rebellious when we were younger.
And then when that was removed, what was left was not enticing for me. It was not enough bang for my buck.
The thing itself wasn't good enough for you to stay loving it.
That feeling of like, I might get caught. Or like, I'm different because I'm doing this thing that's dangerous and taking a chance. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And now that's just gone. And I say psychedelics in the same breath because and again, let me preface this by saying, thank God for psychedelics. Thank God for them, for all the people that are being helped with PTSD and trauma and relationship stuff. I'm so glad that door is finally open for them, and that they can get the help that they need, and that psychedelics are there to be used as a tool to help us get to know ourselves and the world around us and connect with it in a deeper, more profound and real way. Okay. I understand that. But I'm going to say this too. I feel the same way. Psychedelics were always a level even past cannabis, where it was like, if you did psychedelics, you were dangerous. You know what I mean? And psychedelics are everything is vibratory, but I really feel like psychedelics are their own frequency of thing. And moving that frequency, you can't put chaos in a treatment room. Psychedelics are chaos. You can't plan exactly what's going to happen with the trip. You never know. It's Pandora's box every time. You can hope for the best. You can plan with set and setting and hope for the best, but you're opening Pandora's box every time. You don't know what's going to happen. And to think that we can like take that multi-legged octopus beast and put it in the treatment room and be okay with that seems counterintuitive to the very nature of the thing itself to me. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah, I don't agree, but I get it for sure. Well, I don't know. You just asked me a question. I'm answering. I don't know. You want me to elaborate or not? You were doing your speech. The thing about, yeah, something that's mysterious is always going to feel a little bit naughty and give you that kind of rush, sneaking behind trees and, meeting somebody at a certain spot. And, not everybody feels like that though. Not everybody gets that same kind of rush. Some people like to do good and don't want to be naughty and want to do it right and want to cross the T's and dot the I's and organize and go to their doctor and get the prescription. Like people actually like that feeling. So I would say to you, and think about this before you answer so quick, could it be that addict mentality in your head that likes that and is bummed that that's not
Fuck yeah, that's it. That's 100% it. Yes.
So not everybody is an addict and has a healthier way of thinking about it. And so when they think about it, they're not thinking that whole, you just ran through that whole gamut of things of why and all that. They're not thinking that. They're like, fuck yeah, something that was so crazy and unpredictable. Now I can like do it in a safe place with my doctor present or my therapist so that if I go fucking nuts, they're there to like calm me down and I'm not in some fucking forest with nobody around. I'm about to jump over a ledge and, like it can be comforting to do a risky thing in a safe place.
Yeah.
And that's,
yeah, I understand. Okay.
What is a city without its music?
The legacy of the New York Philharmonic is incredible.
Nearly 2 centuries of history. That's a lot of music and a lot of stories.
I was sitting on stage for the very first time thinking, I can't quite believe this is happening.
Join me, Jamie Bernstein, as we explore the history of the New York Philharmonic. It's the NY Phil story made in New York, a podcast about a city, its people, and their orchestra. Listen wherever you get podcasts.
That's what, and then my side, like we have this is one where we have like 3 different kind of views on it too. 'Cause you said it with me 6 years ago, I might have thought differently about the cannabis thing. I don't, having worked in it for 6 years now, I've seen so much benefit that to me, I don't give a shit about the taboo and everything. I used to like that. That's cool. But to me, what's even cooler is that my mom and dad who like never did it before,
my mom too,
have tried. My dad finally smoked a joint with me, and you guys were here.
Yeah,
Doug, he won't do it again unless we're hanging out, but he likes the lotions, the gummies. Same with my mom, and them saying like, now I understand why you did cannabis, because wow, this makes me feel good.
Yes,
and I don't have to take a pill, a pharmaceutical with all these other side effects and stuff. And I've seen that. I mean, in my 5 years in the dispensary, I can't even tell you how many cancer patients I've seen come and go, pass away, but get quality of
Right,
life.
yeah.
That comes down, like the RSO treatment comes down to quality of life, with like spouses coming in after they've passed and be like, thank you so much for being here and for helping and telling us what to do, how to do it, because the doctors were like, oh, it's over. You're going to have no sex life, no appetite. You're not going to sleep good. You're going to be in pain. RSO changed all those fucking things, and to see that is awesome. And then the psychedelic thing, because it's new, it's just kind of starting.
Yeah.
It's getting ready to pop off.
I know a lot of us like us that, it's more taboo, and it's about kind of like standing on the ledge and taking a chance. Psychedelics is a little bit more like that. So to me, it's like a double-edged sword. Like, it's cool. It's going to be available and starting to become available to the masses. But I remember like several years ago, like we all like now soccer moms are getting into groups and going down and doing ayahuasca trips in Peru. And like, it's cool that it's opened it to everybody. And like Mel said, people that would be scared to do it on their own, to be able to have a clinical setting or feel safer with it now. And a lot of people, I don't even think it's the safety of the drug. It's the fact that you can get locked up and go to prison. And now that legal part of it, gone. Yeah, the stigma of like soccer mom that definitely could take some MDMA therapy and benefit from it, but before was afraid, if I get arrested, I could lose my kids, go to jail, my whole life's fucked, because I wanted to experiment and see if this would help my mind.
Yeah. No, let me just say this. I don't feel like I was just saying. I just know that that's another way.
And I preface that with saying I'm glad that it's available.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I
it's
trust
like,
me, I understand that.
It's coming to your own I can't think of the word, but like not conclusion, but like it's coming to with your own self, like reconciling it with your own self. Cause I know that it gets like played out and then I'm done. I don't want to do it anymore. It's like, I've seen that fucking red t-shirt. Everybody's got that red t-shirt. I don't want it. Like that's what it's more like for me. Like fucking everybody's doing it. Never mind. I'm gonna go fucking.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go
so
drink
popular
tea
now.
You know, like,
it's like
that's what it feels like for me. Not necessarily the risque part, but like whatever.
I'll tell you the other thing. Well, I can talk about this now because I no longer work at Define Premium Cannabis.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I've stepped
Apple.
away after 5 years. And I'm very relieved right now because on one hand, there's the benefit, but it's also 50-50. There's also the people who would come in with the weed shirt, the weed medallion, that they rolled up in their car with the smoke pouring out of it. It's like, just because it's been legalized doesn't mean you can drive around and act a fucking fool. And also the other part of it is, and I'm guilty of it too, how spoiled we've become in the cannabis industry. People are so picky.
Here in Portland, though.
Dude.
Yeah, and that's why I'm talking. A lot of people listening to this, it's not legal where you're at, but it's been legal here for a while. And especially people,
you don't have any 30%.
People like my age that are like, nothing gets me high unless it's 34%.
Quit smoking for 2 weeks.
First of all, scientifically impossible to be 34%. Second of all, you're an idiot. You remember 10 years ago when you went to your dope dealer 10 years ago, you didn't know if it was indica, sativa, hybrid. There was no name for the shit. There was no test results. Yeah, it was like, I'm here for a bag of weed. Here is your bag of weed. Thank you. Here is my money for the bag of weed. I'm going to smoke my weed now. It was like everything. We are getting older.
Wasn't like
it was
frosted
a lot.
cherry cookies, dude, with cat piss.
Which I also love. I get so excited about new strains, and there's where I'm spoiled. I've had this. I've had this 3 times now. I'm so bored of it.
So funny, dude.
Yeah.
You're such a prima donna with that stuff.
It's a trip when stuff like that.
Oh, you haven't tried this new
legal
stuff, man. No, here's the thing. Like I said, with psychedelics, again, totally understand the clinical benefit, and I'm 100% behind it. I support MAPS. I give money to them. Like, I understand it. But, and I really want to get this out the right way, and I'm not getting it out the way I want to. The nature of psychedelics, the what they are at the core of themselves, and I'm talking like LSD, DMT,
The spiritual molecule.
ketamine. What they are is,
Ketamine's a psychedelic.
oh yeah. Well, it's an anesthetic, but it's
But that's
you tell
not-
me, is it psychedelic?
No, I would never put that under the category of a psychedelic.
I
because-
would.
Not because it's just not like Molly, yes, LSD, yes. I would even say weed before ketamine, only because ketamine.
Do a little more next time. That's all I gotta say.
I believe I would agree with Mel. Yeah, I don't think it's a psychedelic.
It's like an
a good
enhancer or
companion
yeah,
to psychedelics.
yes.
It lives next door to psychedelics.
Yeah,
They hang
likes
out
to
together.
hang out,
on
Yeah.
have
weekends.
fun.
I've been like, I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
Let me just
Anyway, what I was gonna say is, what they are at their core is wild and chaotic and unpredictable and otherworldly magic, and to try to take that as a society and place that in a box, right, and package it figuratively and literally, and put a name on it and say, this is the experience you're going to have with this thing. This is how you have the experience. 1, put this on. 2, lay down this way. 3, do this thing. 4, say these words.
Well, but I mean,
and I get it. And that'll probably work, right? But that's not the nature of the thing.
No.
The nature of the thing is not that. And you've removed any of the chance from it.
Intentionally to make it a clinical thing
Yeah.
to treat things. To me, I kind of think of it too as like when cocaine was not a fucking party drug that everybody went and stayed up all the time going to shows and shit. It was used for clinical purposes and as medicine and stuff. And then it became,
I guess what I'm trying to say is when you remove that, then the magic is
that's an assumption. You don't know that because
affected, not gone.
You're saying it's built on chaos and all this stuff. The person ingesting that is still going to have a chaotic, unpredictable experience, even in a setting that may be predictable.
So you think that the nature of the thing overshadows
Absolutely
the circumstance?
Yeah, because you could make whatever circumstance, you can pretend to be in a clinic and I can be like, oh, here, sir, here's your pill.
Let's try
and
that.
we can be doctor and patient. And when you take that, it's going to fucking blow your mind. And same thing with that patient. It doesn't matter where you take it. It's the thing that's affecting you. And so you never know an entire society that's able to have access, whether it's clinical or not, to explore and open up their minds. Yeah, it can fucking create a chaotic world, but I think chaotic is what we fucking need right now in a different way. Like we've been doing weird ass chaotic fucking 9 to 5, fucking
Drive on the freeway.
drive-
and little
yeah.
boxes.
This is a different.
bullshit. Why not be outside of the box in a different kind of crazy way?
Well,
I believe also with that too, that to me, when it comes down to removing the magic from something, the only one that can do that is the one that has ingested it, the user.
Yeah.
You are in control of that.
You place the importance on it and not.
If you're the doctor, then again, it comes down to the person too. If somebody's highly susceptible to suggestions and stuff like that in a clinical setting, I guess a doctor could completely control them.
Of course.
and not
That's
just
one
that,
thing kind of scary
not
about
just
the
that.
clinical thing.
Yes.
Whether you believe it or not, that's up to you. But there's a theory called morphogenics, and morphogenics is like the genetic memory of a thing, right? Mushrooms have a morphogenic field. LSD has a morphogenic field. It's the shared experience of all the people that have ever ingested that thing.
Yeah.
And it's built up
So
over
does fish
time.
have a morphogenic
Fuck
field?
yes, it does. Or an egregore, right? And I guess what I'm trying to say is, I'm not decided on this. This is something that I've just thought about. Is like, I wonder if by taking psychedelics and bringing them into the clinics and into the clinical setting if we're affecting the morphogenic field of the psychedelic itself. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Of course we are.
I think it did.
It's affected both ways. The psychedelic is affected by us and we're affected by it.
Do you think it's symbiotic?
Yes, absolutely. Something is occurring when you ingest a psychedelic. It's not just you making something up, like pretending to be. It's the thing in response to your body and what you've taken. And that's what is going on with all the facts that you've known, everything you've seen in your life, what the psychedelic does, your traumas, all of it. And so you're in a relationship with that psychedelic when you take it. It's not just, oh, I took it and now it's at me. Like, it's together.
No, it's at me. Well, and there's a school of thought that, like, I've heard people say that the molecule or the substance itself is actually doing nothing. That all it's doing is allowing you into that state of consciousness. It's not.
And then you're the creator of your experience.
Well, it's like same like
you get what I mean?
Like when you're like a massage therapist and you're helping, kind of work out the knots or whatever, or you're like a healer, Reiki or whatever. Sometimes, you're literally doing something tactile, but other times you're really just allowing space for the person in front of you to finally get the space to heal, finally relax. That's really, you're like a witness to it. You're not healing this person of cancer or healing this person of their bad day, but you're giving them the opportunity and the space for them to do it on their own.
Well, on a deeper, even going deeper with this thing, medicines like ayahuasca and iboga, those aren't just a drink. We're talking about a literal, like,
you're eating
we're
earth.
Talking about an earth spirit.
Yeah.
Right.
Think about what that stuff is. It's like ground up leaves and all, like.
So we're talking about, like, you're now in communion with a vibratory field of the planet itself that has agency and personality and will and all of it. And to take that and put it in a room under fluorescent light is a trip. And I wonder how that thing reacts to that setting.
Well, maybe the people that are the clinicians that are doing this, maybe they are not creating such a sterile environment. Maybe there's some upgrade with, if psychedelics, is like a lady and you got to like treat it nice.
Talking
you know what I'm saying?
Edible beats.
Exactly, like a place or some kind of way that you can imbibe in this psychedelic. Maybe that is happening. I've never been to a clinic for anything like that, so I don't know what they're doing, but I can't really speak to it.
In my mind, I see like the cartoon of Pachamama, and she's this like incredibly beautiful jungle goddess with like snakes in her hair and scales and jewels and vines hanging off her body and standing in a doctor's office. Like, what? It's juxtaposition 1,000.
She's showing up there because that's where we fucking need her. Because we're all crazy and we need mama however she's going to come to us. We need mama. You know what? Come to me in the form of lightning, in the form of sunshine, dirt, a pill. We need intervention as humanity, and ayahuasca wouldn't be found if she didn't want to be found.
No. And I remember during quarantine, we talked with Gordon White, and he was talking about renting like a fancy house and doing an ayahuasca ceremony and like feeling weird about it before he did it. And then she was stoked to be there with them, like stoked to be in that environment and felt novel about it. Like, wow, you did this for me,
Look, man, we all have biases, and like specifics, you know, like we'll go on the airplane, we need a window seat, you know, and then when we go to the hotel, we have to sleep on the right side of the bed, not the left side. And we get caught up in just being free instead of always having to think about something. Just fucking be free about it. And if it comes up, your doctor happens to bring it up to you, don't be like, oh, I can't believe it. Be like, all right, let's think. Let me think about it. I don't know. Like, instead of being so specific about everything that we do, certain shoes, we got to lace them right way and fucking wake up at the certain time and work out the same fucking workout. It's too much. Psychedelics is to come in and fucking shake shit up. So it's, you know what? It's shaking it up by going into a clinic. That's the last thing that should be in a clinic. And now she's there. She's doing that on purpose. As far as I'm concerned, she wants to get everywhere.
It needs to be. I agree with what Mel's saying, because there's a whole lot of shit that hadn't gone right and ain't working.
Right.
And a whole lot of people
it's got to stir it up.
You think that
and
that's
a whole
like
lot
the
of
last
people that
ditch
aren't
attempt?
connected, and a whole lot of people that are fucking robots.
Everybody's
out there.
talking about
like
praying to Mother Earth and the Earth needs help. She's fucking coming out and being like, I'm helping myself. I am bringing my medicine to you guys who are fucking it up. And what happens when we wake up? All of a sudden we want to like be caretakers of the earth, and we want to ditch society and go like float in the river and fish. Like, think about that for real. Like, we're like trying to have a good party time, and then next thing you know, freaking the earth speaking to us and be like, sit down and shut up, watch my sunset. Like,
yeah, shut the fuck up.
That's I am excited about this renaissance. I'm excited. Yeah, it's annoying because people make things annoying, but we can't get more mad at people.
I'm a magic space holder.
I think anything like you're saying too that harnesses that much power within its molecules and everything is up to the task of whatever you put it in an iron box in the bottom of the fucking ocean.
Yep.
It's gonna find a fucking way.
Yes.
You know, it doesn't matter what you do to
that's
it.
dope. I never thought about it like that.
Power. Well, that's also where I think like the magic thing, like fucking, like we're talking about before. Like, I feel the user and the person has the most power. Other things can affect that and everything. It's like going to a fish show. Fish is the acid. They're putting on a show. But if I go and I'm bloody and fucking all shitty about it from the get-go,
this isn't 97 Hampton.
I am the one in control of that magic. In my mind, I just fucking took the magic away from me, not from that thing. That thing still has all the magic in the world. I just fucking extinguished it for me.
Yeah,
and doctors could do that. That's
I get really tired of.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Literally, people can fuck it up.
It's like fake shamans and fucking gurus and shit. Where this may go, that's the other scary thing to me. Is doctors, you know, especially ones with God complexes and stuff that are going to try to manipulate people and take advantage of people.
Dude, I got an email today that was like, do you want to be a psychedelic therapist? Sign up online for our 12-month course and you'll be a licensed therapist in Oregon online.
But people,
which is cool.
Think about that.
Same thing, good and bad.
Okay, first of all, who's teaching this? And whoever the fuck is, okay, how are you qualified? And then if you have years of experience, you should be in jail because it was fucking illegal. Right? So, okay, so let's just ditch this person who has some made up experience that's holding this. People got to know what to do. And if somebody's taking the time to create a fucking course.
Oh, I wasn't shitting on it. No, I'm just saying.
What I'm just saying too, like, it's got to start somewhere. And so we're going to get all the grasping stuff.
I think that's
first.
the thing here that like needs to be said. I think everybody that listens to us, if you're new to listening to us,
welcome.
This is just opinion.
This is banter.
We don't. None of us are scientists or doctors. No. It's just what we see going on in the world.
Aaron's a psychedelic administrator.
And that changes daily. Like thoughts, opinions, everything changes.
Wait, should I say the thoughts and opinions of No Simple Road don't necessarily represent the thoughts and opinions of No Simple Road?
Yeah.
No, I think that, okay, whoever is listening this far, this is like you ended up in our living room and we turned on the speaker and you're listening.
Yeah.
This is not like going to fucking Capitol Hill. This is not, we're not going to fucking write a petition about anything.
I think
we're just talking about our annoyances about mainstream stuff. And this is one of them.
And it's weird to me to see stuff get demystified. I feel like life for me. I need mystery in my life.
Well,
check
I
this
said
out.
for me. Hang on.
Okay.
I need mystery
I'm
in
ask
my
you a
life.
question next.
I need some things to be dangerous. I need some things to be off limits so that I can fuck with them. I need that. And also,
other women are off limits and you don't.
yeah, but that's not a thing I'm talking about. I'm talking about this. And to like another one. That's what this is going to be called.
Another
DJ
one.
Khaled.
DJ Khaled. Another
Shout out
thing
DJ
is
Khaled.
getting mainstreamed. And just like, dude, I'm going to go way back. Just like Cheech and Chong.
Okay.
Cheech and Chong was like, ooh, you listen to that, man? Oh my God.
That was like
Only certain people saw it.
Dirty and weird, and like only stoners listen to that.
It's going to make you drug addict.
Yeah,
It's
and
a
now
gateway.
it's on everything.
So, I want to ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. And I'm serious about this question. All right. So all of this, like, you know, viewpoints changing on this and everything. When it comes down to it, though, when it comes time, okay, it's night 2 at MSG. Fish is playing. We're taking Sacrament going into the show. Is anything else in the fucking world that's going on with psychedelics and everything going to affect that magic for you?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. No.
Yeah.
No. Just like Mel said, we're just talking.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. You're not
Well, you
going to
get
take
all
the
hot.
magic.
So
You're not
I had
going to
to,
take
like,
the
kind
magic
of-
away from us.
No.
No matter
magic,
what you do to it.
Magic isn't going anywhere. And yeah, people ruin shit.
That's what I mean.
That's life, though. That's not psychedelics or certain industry or whatever. Like, once upon a time, people didn't all love Jordans, and now everybody's fucking grannies are wearing Jordans. It's fine. No, granny didn't fucking go to fucking, you know, she wasn't a basketball player, but she still got Jordans. Who cares? It's find a new thing to be fun and weird.
And you know,
Start a new cult.
Yeah.
I
want a new drug.
Here's on that. Just the other night, I don't know if you were paying attention, but there was season 3 of Hamilton's Pharmacopoeia, and I watched the last episode of that season. And the name of the episode was Ultra LSD. And he's talking to this chemist at Purdue University that like came up with, I can't even remember the number, like astronomical, in the hundreds of thousands of novel scaffold psychedelics. They found like how the I can't remember the name, 5-HTA receptor or something like that, how the psychedelic fits like a key into the receptor. And I
thought that was for the worm.
No. And they did some like cryogenic electron microscope stuff and actually saw it happen in real time. And so by seeing how it happened, they're able to make like scaffolding for hundreds of thousands of novel psychedelics that fit into the receptor that way. So like he was saying, well, if you wanted to design an LSD that only has a short acting lifespan, you don't want a 12-hour trip, you want an hour and 45 minutes, we can design that. You want an MDMA that doesn't leave you feeling serotonin depleted the next day and lasts for 6.5 hours instead of 4, we can do that. So that is the positive side of
the mystery part that you were talking about.
And the what's the word I'm trying to clinicalizing, I don't even know if that's a word, all of this is that because now we can do research on something that was heretofore forbidden, now we're allowed to do it. So they're going to, in the next 10 years, we're going to see all kinds of new psychedelics come out.
It's the same thing as like cannabis. That's what's happened with cannabis since it's become legal. There, you can freely exchange seeds, order seeds, cross strains without having to worry about getting busted. So it's blowing up, and they're doing so much research into it. Israel is one of the top researchers into the cannabis stuff and discovering new cannabinoids every day. It's going to happen now with psychedelics.
Yeah,
and
that's exciting. That part of it is like, all right, let's go.
We get everything. We can't leave anything out. When you buy a whole chicken, you're getting the bones no matter what if you want to eat them or not.
Then I'll also sometimes think of it like now with one of the big things with mushrooms is what they've been doing for a long time is learning how to like synthesize it, make synthetic mushroom and stuff. And I was always like, well, you can't do. Well, LSD is chemical.
So is
MDMA is chemical.
Ketamine.
Like all this, and this is us playing as humans.
Alchemist.
Anything we don't understand, we want to figure it out and learn to control it and use it. And
you've said it a couple times. We're and you were referring to music when you said it, but we are in a really exciting time right now in life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Period. Not just music or money or what. Like money's different.
Every foundation.
Drugs are different. Sex
Politics,
is different.
religion.
Politics are different. Yeah, people don't want to date anybody. Like that's a real thing. Like I've met so many people, so many young people at my work that are just not into it. Just don't feel like doing it. There's so much that's changing that we're going to have to really emotionally care for ourselves in these times, because there's going to be a lot of shit that's going to piss us off.
Oh, yeah.
There's going to be a lot of stuff that we think is wrong, and there's going to be a lot of things that we swear is right that is different now. And that's just the reality of it. It sucks, but it's also exciting.
And it's the same thing throughout history too. I remember that shit not long ago, probably like 10 years ago. I'm never gonna think like that. Like an old person.
Yeah.
That happens through all generations. It's like, I don't understand what these kids are listening to.
I don't understand
why they're acting like that
on that football game.
I don't understand social media. I don't, like different.
And one more thing.
Get off my lawn. Get off my fucking lawn.
And one more thing, seriously, that's actually really cool about this. And I enjoyed this part of the end of prohibition of cannabis too, was when it was decriminalized, I started growing to learn how to grow because I had my card and it was legal and I wanted to know how to do that.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to understand the plant and I wanted to grow it and see and learn. And people are now able to do that with mushrooms.
Yeah.
And that's really cool because talk about an intelligence and a spirit and a thing, like being able to cultivate that in the privacy and the safety of your own home and care for that and then ingest it. There's a definite biome that happens in cultivating mushroom for yourself and consuming it yourself. And the experience is vastly different than going and waiting at a parking lot for some guy to show up with a bag of shrooms.
Yeah.
It's a way, way different vibe.
Well, it's like we were having that conversation with Matthew from
The Inspector Clouseau.
Yeah, the Inspector Clouseau, and he was talking about growing your own food. He was like, after you taste your own mushroom, or not mushroom, tomato, you're gonna like it. You're gonna like that better than the store-bought version. Yeah. You're gonna want to continue to do it. And so,
what do you think? He's like, do you want more of that?
Yeah,
of course you do.
Of course you do.
Yes,
you don't want to go back to the icky one that has no flavor.
In a lot of ways, it's the things that we're talking about that are seemingly annoying now are expanding our world to what it's going to be, and we're just not there yet. No. And so we're at the point where we're
at the tipping
weird
point.
Yeah, it's like when you put a turtleneck in and your head's not out of the neck part yet.
It's a weird analogy, but I totally get it.
Well, I knew everybody would, because if you've tried on a turtleneck, it takes a minute.
I haven't put on a turtleneck.
I put one on Monday.
I can't even remember the last time.
Yeah, I put one on last week.
This is Monday, but we're actually doing this Sunday evening. I'm sitting here just kind of anxious. There's a minute and 48 seconds left of the big game, and it is 35-35.
Oh,
go ahead and go, Apple. Me and Mel finish up.
All right, I want to see the last
thing,
minutes
man.
of
I totally
this.
get it. Totally get it.
I didn't think it was going to be like
It's
this.
going to be like that. Go handle your things, man. I know that you.
That is
I know that's
exciting.
your team, and you spent a lot of time coaching them this year.
It was 35-28.
Okay,
Go
great.
do it.
It was numbers to numbers, and then things happen. I get it.
Apple's excused.
Yeah. Say bye to Apple, everybody.
Bye, Apple. We love you.
So anyway, you know what? I think the moral to the story with all this is there's good and bad in everything.
Yeah.
And my hang-ups about it and
Well, I think
perceptions and all that shit shouldn't color yours. Have your own opinion about this stuff.
you started the show so that you can state your opinions in front of lots of people.
Well, that wasn't why,
Well, you did want to do that, though.
I guess.
You did, because you
Sure.
wanted a podcast. You
Okay,
always
that's
did.
fair.
And so we're allowed to say what we want and what's annoying. And our listeners can listen or fast forward
Yeah.
or skip the episode. But I think you guys like it because I think what we're talking about is something that's it's in reality, and everyone's dealing with it to their own degree, whether you're all for it or whether you're like, what the fuck is going on with this world? Or if you're like, I don't want my children to be like, whatever your thoughts are, we're all dealing with it. And so it's good to have the conversation out there. And before we go, I wanted, you were mentioning about, psychedelics and just like that, mainstreaming and how it's frustrating. But what about the Grateful Dead?
What about it?
It feels like it's in the same vein of that, like it used to be like an underground, and
You know how I feel about that. It bugged the hell out of me.
so this is
And here's the thing. When I came into the Grateful Dead scene, the heads that were part of the scene before me were really annoyed that we were coming into the scene in the late 80s. They called us touch heads. They said we didn't get it. They were annoyed with how we acted. We didn't understand the scene, that whole thing, And my generation did the same thing with Dead and Company in a lot of ways.
yeah.
And
But not everybody, like there's
no,
that.
I'm, this is a blanket.
Yeah, general.
And it's weird when something that is personal and that you love starts to catch on. It's a trip. And I can only imagine how it must feel for the people making the thing once it starts catching on.
Yeah, before we turned on the mics, we were talking about celebrity and fame, and when somebody becomes famous, they weren't they weren't like a child actor, or their parents weren't famous, right? They made it on their own. So they saw a time pre-fame and post-fame, and when you get that, you don't have rights and the same way that you used to.
You give up some of your privacy.
There's a price,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
You pay the price for fame, and unfortunately, you can never not be famous after you're famous.
Mm-hmm.
People can forget about you, but there will always be those people
Especially
that know
with
you.
the internet.
Exactly. And so you just, we got to be careful. We got to be careful what we ask for or what we do or how we talk about people or what we expect from people, because at any moment it can turn on us, and then we're in the hot seat to have to, explain ourselves or, be sad that people are criticizing us for one thing or another,
Man. Yeah, it is.
The shoe definitely goes on the other foot,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I want to remind everybody to follow No Simple Road,
What?
please, on social media at No Simple Road,
it, please.
on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and
TikTok.
Yeah, that's right. You can go to www.nosimpleroad.com and you can get No Simple Road merch there. You can also sign yourself up for a tarot reading with Mel and I, and we use the Grateful Dead tarot deck, and you get a 1-hour reading. It's dope. Go check it out. Sign yourself up. Come hang out with us for an hour. We'll read your cards. It's really cool.
Yeah, it is.
And then producer Corey has been spiffing up our Patreon channel like nobody's business, man. We have a new show that's for our patrons only on Patreon, and it's called Side Roads. And I have a little clip of Mel's Side Road episode right here. Hang on one second.
I was born
before. That was a big deal.
Had you tried weed before this?
No.
Oh, so you you went from first grade to senior year. You're like, yeah, we don't need that other shit. I'm ready for the AP graduate course, like I'm not going to ease my way into this.
Oh my gosh. You're right. I never thought of it that way. I didn't even think of progression.
Like most people are like, yeah, let's dip our toe in the water. I'll smoke a joint first, see if. So like, this is your first altered state where you're like, nobody.
To get the rest of that, you got to go to patreon.com/No Simple Road.
There was a lot of giggling in that side roads.
Why? You were giggly that day?
I guess I was. I was laughing.
Corey
He's
makes
funny.
things giggly. He asks good questions, and his reactions to things
he's quick.
They're like so genuine
Yeah.
and funny, and he comes up with great questions.
Yeah.
All the time.
So there's a side road episode with me. There's one with Apple, and there's one with Mel now. And pretty soon we're going to be doing some bands and stuff like that over there. So if you're interested in going deeper with the No Simple Road family and the crew, go to Patreon, sign up. If you sign up for the $5 tier, you also get access
to our Discord.
Yeah. And that is how you can hang out with the No Simple Road family, with each other, and get to know each other and go to shows together and do all the fun stuff that we all like to do. You can go to Apple Podcasts and leave us a 5-star review. You can
go beyond that and write a little review.
Yep. Ooh. You can call 971-808-1524, and that is the No Simple Road Tepid line. And you can basically do open mic night on there. Call in, tell us a story, give us a recipe. I don't know what. Well,
tell us your birthday.
Okay.
Like true open mic night. Sing.
Yeah, we haven't had anybody do that.
Yeah, do a little karaoke,
Try out
a little
your new
stand-up
song.
comedy.
Yeah.
Stand-up comedy open mic night.
But honestly, seriously, aside from all the business stuff, the most important thing you can do is if you listen to No Simple Road and you dig this show, please tell somebody that you know about the show. Spread the word, grassroots, through your community, through your crew. Tell everybody you know about the show. That's how we can grow. That's how we get to keep doing this. And we love you guys.
Hey, I have a question.
What?
What bakes at room temperature?
I don't know.
Stoners.
Oh, damn. Okay, that was
there. It is.
And I just came back down, and congratulations to Kansas City Chief fans. Holy fucking shit. That was a hell of a game.
What happened?
Oh, it came down to, it's where I get annoyed, but I get it. It's the strategy of the game. They ran Philadelphia was out of timeout. They were down in field goal range. They basically wasted the last 2 minutes running the clock down. Philadelphia couldn't do anything. Kicked a field goal with like 5 seconds left. Went up 38-35, and then it was then kickoff, and where they tried to do laterals, and then they didn't even get to that point. It was over.
Are you sad?
And there was also, everybody will be talking. I'm a Philly fan, and I saw the call. Who knows if it's bullshit? It seemed like a bullshit call to get them that close, but whatever. That's the game.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm a little. It's like fuck, man, because that was a hell of a. But there's always next year. There's, I can't believe how good Philly did this year.
Look, when your team made it to
really
Super Bowl,
I was really
don't really have
proud
anything
of
to complain about.
Yeah, and Kansas
Right?
City's there's a reason Kansas City's been to the Super Bowl several times, and I think it was 2020 was the last ring that they won.
Wow.
So yeah,
That's
tough.
current. Yeah.
All right. Well, congrats to all the Kansas City
That's right.
Royals fans out there for the hockey. And
oh my God.
And all the Rihanna fans. There'll probably be a big announcement for Rihanna coming soon.
and hopefully this week for all of us in the Fish universe, Tuesday is a big day. Hopefully. Could be just bullshit. I don't know.
Is there supposed to be an announcement?
Supposed to be
for
some announcement, maybe.
Summer tour,
Could be
40th
thing. I don't
festivals.
know. And you know what's funny about this? I'm saying this right now, and you all are like, bullshit, Aaron. I don't have any fucking inside information. I don't know anything more than you do.
What about that one dude, babe?
I got my information from a meme. That's why I'm saying that. All right, for real. So
we can speak that. Yeah, there's no inside information here. It's the same as everybody.
Tom Marshall and I aren't IMing anytime soon. So I mean, we could, but not about this. So anyway, that's it.
That's it.
Thanks for
That's all.
hanging out.
That's it.
This long, an hour and 15 minutes into our show.
Yeah, and on this one, we talked about a whole lot of shit. If you have any opinions, whether it's, like
971-808-1524. Let us know what you think about our conversation today.
That's it. The three of us have different viewpoints on things, and it's fun to talk about this shit, especially we're in a world that's changing
in a world that we can talk about it
quick.
In front of everybody.
Well,
exactly.
Barely. Fucking barely we can talk about shit.
Well, we can. Though.
We can, and I'm exaggerating.
Yeah. We will see you on Friday. I promise. We'll be back. We have an amazing interview with a band, Object Heavy.
Ooh,
so
yeah.
do your homework between now and Friday. Check out Object Heavy.
They were just on tour with Oregon.
Oh, so good.
Can I say, I think it's a little early. You're not going to hear this episode for a bit, but I would encourge everybody.
I'll hear it tomorrow morning.
No. Something upcoming. I encourage everybody so you'll understand who these guests are when we have them. The Inspector Clouseau. Go on YouTube. Look up The Inspector Clouseau. They have a 31 minute documentary called Rock Farmers. This kind of shows what they're all about and who they are. And these two dudes are dope.
Yeah.
They produce a wall of sound. The only thing I can think close to it, like the wall of sound they create, is the White Stripes, because it was two of them, drummer and guitarist and stuff. But what they do, where they come from, their farming, everything, check them out. And then when the episode comes out, you'll understand more what this is all about.
It's The Inspector Clouseau, Cluzo. Go check them out. And make sure when you go watch Rock Farmers on YouTube that you watch the English version, because there's a Japanese, a French, there's a whole bunch. And I want to say thank you again to the folks over at the Edible Beats. Go check them out. Go search them on the web. Find out what they're all about. If you're in the Denver area, go grab something to eat.
Go have an experience.
If you're in the Denver area, I'm jealous.
Yeah, no shit, right? Until then, you guys, take care of each other and smile at a stranger. Safety third, and hydrate. And you know what? It's important to walk your pets.
And different views are okay.
10-4. We love you guys. Peace.
Well as a fear. We've traveled this road before, so we may think, but it's a tad bit of strange similarities that feed an A = A complex. The fears of your past do not equal the perplexities of the current road.
Hey listeners, I want to tell you about the April-May 2023 issue of Relics magazine. Features a Dave Matthews Band cover story with additional articles and interviews with The National, Graham Nash, Wayne Shorter, ALO, Ivan Neville, our friend Eric Krasno and Stanton Moore, Marty Stewart, and much more. Check out the latest version of Relics and subscribe now at relics.com/DMB. Thanks, Relics.
Hi, this is Paul Phelps.
And this is Monica Strutt.
And we're from the Daily Music Business Podcast. We're joined by a number of other really great hosts in creating daily content with great advice for independent musicians just like you.
That's right. We put out episodes daily on all topics from music marketing to branding, advice on signing with a manager and label, and anything else you need to up-level the business side of your music career. We've got it covered.
Subscribe to the Daily Music Business Podcast today on your favorite podcast catcher.
Subscribe today to the Daily Music Business Podcast on your favorite podcast platform.